Stranger in a Strange Land. Written by Andrew Joshua Talon. Chapter 2. Mother. Prince Ryan Solaris, heir to the throne of Equestria, in theory anyway, awoke to the sun rising. He yawned, sat up, stretched his arms over his head, and... Ryan! And was immediately smothered in maternal affection. He groaned as his mother hugged, coddled, and fussed over him. Mom? Good morning. Please let go. Celestia drew back, tears in her eyes. Are you saying you don't want to hug your beloved mother? Celestia sniffled. Ryan grumbled. Mom, seriously! Oh, woe is me. Celestia sobbed theatrically. My own son rejecting me. What did I do? My son despises me. Ryan groaned again and hugged her. Please stop it. Your acting is terrible. Ryan sighed, patting his mother on the back between her wings. Celestia giggled and smothered him in her bosom. I'm just trying to put a smile on your face. You're far too young to be so serious. Mom, you're over 1,000 years old and barely look over 25. Ryan stated. Celestia sniffled again, great big crocodile ears pouring out of her eyes. Oh no, your mother is no longer sexy. I'm an old nag. She covered her face with one hand and threw the other up theatrically. My own son thinks I'm old and worn out. I'm not supposed to think my mom is sexy. Ryan shouted. Only weirdos think their moms are sexy. Celestia peeked at Ryan between her fingers. So, you think your mom isn't old and worn out? No, just weird. Ryan sighed. Come on, Mom. You're the ruler of a country. Which is why you must take every chance for fun you can. Celestia giggled, hugging her son tightly again. Especially tickle time. No! Stop! Ryan guffawed. Before rolling out of bed, he stood up and held his hands up as his mother giggled. Mom, seriously? His mother pouted. You used to love tickle time. Yeah, when I was 5. Ryan sighed. He turned his head to start getting dressed. Why are you doing this? Because you're growing up. Ryan turned and stared. His mother looked so forlorn. He felt his stomach drop and frowned. Mom, I'm so proud of you, but I remember when you were so small, helpless, but your little eyes were full of love. I remember your first laugh, you know. It was so joyous. She looked away, her face so sad. Ryan walked to his mother's side. She looked up at him, a smile returning to her face, but full of melancholy. I just can't help remembering those times when I was your whole world. Now you're going to school, meeting fillies. It's just hard to explain. Mom, Ryan murmured. He hugged her tightly. Her smile warmed again as she returned it. Where does the time go? Celestia asked. There's so much ahead. Mom, I'm still your son, and I do love you. Ryan said earnestly. Celestia beamed and kissed his cheek. He was getting taller every day. I know. I just want to remember those times, to not lose them, she said. I could use reminders from time to time. Ryan chuckled. Well, we could play in a pillow fort again sometime. That would be nice, Celestia said. We could build the battlements out of my paperwork. Won't Ravenquill yell at us for that? I'll give her a vacation. Harmony knows the poor dear needs one. Chapter 3. Trixie. Trixie stared at Ryan from behind a bookcase in the library. The prince was, as usual, studying hard. Honestly, despite the fact he was kind of a weird alien, Trixie found herself kind of liking him. Sure, he was really serious all the time, and obsessed with beating Sparkle, but he did put out fires and helped others when asked. That actually made this more difficult, as she thought back to her mother's instructions. Trixie, it cost us a lot of money to send you to this school. I know you want to become a performer, but that won't cover our debts. So instead, you should get close to the prince. He is some hideous alien, but if he can get you with a foal, we'll be all set for life. So get to it. Trixie put on her best flirtatious smile and walked out to Ryan. She sat next to him. He glanced up at her and briefly smiled.
Hello, Trixie. What can I do for you?
Well, she couldn't just throw herself at him. She needed an excuse.
Trixie needs homework help.
That was the truth, at least, and it let her avoid thinking about her mother's instructions for a bit. Ryan put down his pencil and nodded.
Show me.
Trixie produced her homework for the last week, and her report cards. Ryan read through everything, his frown deepening.
Did you put any thought into your career path before entering? Trixie, I wanted to be a stage performer, like my dad.
Trixie admitted. Ryan immediately broke out his binders, folders, and numerous pieces of paper. He scanned and looked through them, writing like the wind on a piece of paper. He then slid it over, and she looked over in surprise.
These classes emphasize performance-oriented magic,
Ryan explained.
And the acting club would be a big help. You should also consult Mrs. Stagecall. She's got a lot of connections with theater companies. She can help you there. Why would you have all this?
Trixie asked in disbelief. Ryan grinned.
A prince needs to know who to talk to about subjects he's lacking knowledge in. It's not important to know everything, as to know what you don't know and where to find it. Still, your grades do suck, so you'll need to get them up. Would you tutor me?
Trixie asked. Ryan hummed.
I'm pretty busy.
Trixie's face fell.
But,
Ryan said quickly.
It might be nice to learn how to teach some pony. That might come in handy someday.
Trixie frowned. She thought she was supposed to be using him. But did she want to?
Truth is,
Ryan admitted quietly.
I think you're fun, and I don't want to, lose that.
Trixie flushed.
Everybody else thinks I'm annoying. Maybe a little sometimes,
Ryan admitted, and Trixie pouted.
But I like annoying.
Trixie flushed again. Still, her mind was racing. The chance to fulfill her dreams and keep her mom happy, at least until she could graduate and escape, that felt a lot better to Trixie than getting knocked up by an alien prince. At Ryan's shy smile, it felt even better.
So,
Trixie began.
Where do we begin?
That was Stranger in a Strange Land, Chapters 2 and 3. I put them together because of how short the chapters were. Firstly, I apologize for the tardiness. This was supposed to come out last week. However, I had a major test on the following Tuesday, so I instead decided to study. Second, Firehearth has reached 100... I cannot talk. Firehearth has reached 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations on reaching your next milestone, and I can't wait to see where you are when the next one hits. Finally, the last thing I want to address. I have opened a casting call for I've opened a casting call for a new audio drama, Reading Rainbow. the story is very good. I recommend that you go read it. However, moving on, I do have 3 things to please keep in mind. I am looking for those that have some amount of recording / voice acting experience. However, all levels are welcome to audition. I mean, after all, what's the worst you can happen? You get said no? Okay, well, you just go and try again when the next one pops up. When recording, please say the first line 3 times. This just helps me gauge how different you can say them, and in essence, how well you can act with different lines, and how well you say them with those 3 different times. And finally, the microphone quality, I would personally like it to be a USB or better, but like I said before, all levels are welcome. So if you think you have good enough quality with, let's say the iPhone, go ahead and submit it. It is an audition after all. That would be all that I can think of for now. So I appreciate you for listening to this one, and I'll see you all on the other side. Have a good one.